preparing for the exact strike he remembered from the first timeline. Ju moved fast. In the blink of an eye, his Nichirin blade slashed toward Tanjiro's sash. But Tanjiro was ready. He sidestepped smooth, calculated, the same counter he had used years later in his first life. Ju's eyes widened slightly. "You dodged," Tanjiro breathed steadily. "I know you're testing me, but I'm begging you. Please don't hurt Nezuko." Ju pressed forward, testing him again with a water-breathing stand-second form. Water wheel. Tanjiro recognized it instantly. He blocked the strike with a fallen branch, surprising even himself with the precision. Ju stepped back, analyzing him. "You fight with discipline, technique, intent, but you're just a boy from the mountains." How Tanjiro didn't answer. He simply bowed deeply, forehead touching the snow. "Please trust me. Nezuko saved me, and she will protect humans." There was a long silence. Ju finally sheathed his sword. "Show me." Tanjiro opened the basket. Nezuko blinked awake, her demon eyes glowing pink but calm. She looked at Ju, and instead of attacking, she stepped protectively in front of Tanjiro, lowering her stance like a guardian. Ju exhaled slowly. "Very well. I'll send you to someone who can help. Go to Tsukonji Urokodaki on Mount Sajiri." Tanjiro looked up, gratitude written on his face. "Thank you, Ju Tomioka." Ju's expression twitched, not quite a smile, but close. "You two are strange," he muttered. "Let's hope this strangeness saves you." As Tanjiro walked away, Nezuko quietly climbing back into her basket, he felt something shift in the air. Ju had acted differently. He had hesitated sooner. He had tested him less. He had trusted him more. The future was already changing. Tanjiro adjusted the basket strap on his back, eyes fixed on the distant mountain where Urokodaki lived. Nezuko, this time, will reach him stronger, faster, together. The wind carried the scent of fresh snow, a new path, a new fate, and Tanjiro walked forward, reborn, determined, and ready to change everything. Tanjiro and Nezuko walked for hours through the quiet forest, the snow crunching beneath their feet and the cold air biting at their skin. The memory of the destroyed village still pressed on Tanjiro's chest, like a weight he couldn't shake off. Even with all his new knowledge, he had failed again. But the path ahead was clear. Urokodaki, the first teacher of his past life. The man who shaped him into a demon slayer. The one person who could help Nezuko control herself from the very beginning. Tanjiro adjusted the basket on his back, feeling Nezuko shift slightly inside. Her heartbeat was calm, steady, peaceful, nothing like the wild, hungry beats of a newborn demon. "Hang in there, Nezuko," he whispered softly. "We're almost there." The familiar scent of MT. Sajiri drifted toward him, pinewood, cold stone, and the faint trace of a masked man who once guided him with a stern but caring hand. Tanjiro felt a strange mixture of nostalgia and determination. "This time, I won't waste a single moment." The mask of the Watermaster, the climb was steep and long, but Tanjiro moved with ease. His breathing techniques kept his stamina high, allowing him to advance despite his small body. At last, near the edge of a cliff, he sensed him. Tsukonji Urokodaki appeared quietly, just as he had in the past, wearing his Tengu mask, his blue patterned robes, and that calm but intimidating presence that immediately commanded respect. The former Water Hashira said nothing at first. He simply stood there, arms crossed, watching Tanjiro's every breath, every step, every micro-movement. "You knew I was coming," Tanjiro said softly. Urokodaki nodded. Tomioka sent word. A boy carrying a demon. His tone was cold, calculated, testing, just like before. Tanjiro lowered the basket gently and bowed deeply, forehead touching the wooden platform beneath him. "My sister is Nezuko Komado. She was turned by Muzan Kibutsoji, but she has no desire to harm humans. Please, help us." Urokodaki didn't speak for several seconds. Then he stepped forward. His masked face tilted slightly as he inspected the basket. "Open it." Tanjiro did. Nezuko blinked up at Urokodaki with her soft pink demon eyes. She tilted her head, then slowly stepped out, standing behind Tanjiro, as if instinctively sensing the danger in the air. Urokodaki watched her closely. "She defends you," he said quietly. Tanjiro nodded. "Yes, she always has." Urokodaki's voice remained firm. Demons hunger for blood, no matter who they were before. If she loses control even once, she will kill you. Tanjiro didn't hesitate. "I will die before she hurts anyone." The words were heavy, honest, real. Urokodaki stood silently, considering. Finally, he asked, "Why do you speak with such certainty?" "You're just a child." Tanjiro's heart clenched. "Because I've lived this life before." Urokodaki didn't react, but something in the air shifted. He didn't dismiss the statement. He didn't mock it. He simply listened. "Explain," Tanjiro told him everything, not every detail, but the truth behind his eyes. The tragedy, the training, the demons he fought, the Hashira he met, the battles he endured, the fate he had already lived once. Urokodaki remained silent for a long time. Then he broke it with a single sentence. "Raise your head." Tanjiro lifted his gaze. "You carry a heavy burden for someone your age," Urokodaki said. "Whether your story is truth or delusion, your resolve is real. Your will is unshakable. And that is what matters." He stepped back. "I will test you. If you pass, I will take you in." The new test, a different beginning. Tanjiro remembered the trial. Wealth a mountain full of traps, designed to kill any unworthy student. But this time, he was ready. Urokodaki led him to the familiar path. "You have until dawn," Urokodaki said, just like before. Tanjiro bowed deeply and sprinted forward. The traps sprang instantly hidden wires, falling logs, wooden spikes, but Tanjiro moved like water, weaving between hazards he remembered from years of experience. But soon he realized something. These traps were not the same as before. They were harsher, faster, more precise, deadlier. Urokodaki had modified them. "Of course," Tanjiro murmured mid-sprint. "Because I'm not the same boy as before." He sensed it, and he made this harder. Tanjiro welcomed the challenge. His breathing sharpened. His footwork grew lighter. His awareness expanded. He dodged a crushing boulder by a hair's width, leaped over a pressure-triggered log swing, rolled under a barrage of wooden stakes. The forest had become a battlefield, but Tanjiro pushed through, refusing to slow. And when he reached the final stretch, he whispered, "Thank you, Urokodaki, for believing in me enough to make it harder." He crossed the finish line just as the first rays of dawn touched the sky. Urokodaki was waiting there, arms crossed once again. "You did well," he said. "Better than I expected." Tanjiro bowed again, exhausted but proud. Urokodaki looked toward Nezuko, who sat quietly by the entrance of the house. "Then from today forward," Urokodaki said, "you will train under me, both of you. A new life, a new timeline, a new bond." Tanjiro breathed out slowly, the cold morning wind brushing against his skin. "Thank you, Master Urokodaki." The path of the reborn demon slayer had officially begun. The night air was cold, heavy, and strangely silent as Tanjiro made his way down the mountain. His footsteps were light, steady, but inside his heart pulsed with unease. He knew this night. He remembered it from his first life, the day he left home and returned to find everything gone. But this time, things were different. He was stronger, faster, sharper. He had knowledge no child should ever possess. And yet, a small nagging fear twisted in his chest. What if fate refused to change? Tanjiro paused mid-step, tightening his grip on the bundle of charcoal on his back. He closed his eyes and inhaled deeply. The scent of the forest, the earth, the snow, all normal, but beneath it, a faint, unfamiliar smell. Thick, metallic, wrong. Tanjiro's eyes snapped open. Something's different. He rushed toward town, using refined footwork his small body barely kept up with. People greeted him as usual, unaware of the storm silently building. He sold the charcoal, shared small talk, forced a smile. But the smell, the faint trace of malice in the air, never left his senses. When the sun began to set, the old man who usually offered him shelter stepped forward. "Tanjiro, lad, stay here for the night. Don't go wandering after dark." In his first life, Tanjiro would have listened without question. This time, he bowed respectfully but answered with quiet resolve, "I'm sorry. I have to get home." The old man frowned. "You know it's dangerous after sunset. That's when they come out." Tanjiro didn't flinch. "I'll be careful. I promise." He couldn't waste a moment. He had sworn no matter what to protect his family. As he walked away, the old man called out one last time, "Be safe, Tanjiro." He didn't look back. Night fell fast. Too fast. The moment sunlight disappeared, Tanjiro's senses exploded. The scent he had noticed earlier was stronger, now stronger and closer. He froze. This wasn't the monster who destroyed his home in his first life. This wasn't Muzan's scent. This was someone else, a demon. But why now? Why earlier than before? Tanjiro dropped the charcoal bundle and sprinted through the snow, feet pounding the cold earth as he pushed his breathing to its limit. "Please, please let me make it in time." Branches whipped against his face. Cold air sliced his lungs. His heart roared in his ears. He wasn't just running home. He was racing against destiny. Halfway up the mountain, the air changed again. Snow, pine, wood smoke, and blood. Tanjiro's stomach twisted violently. No, 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 no. He ran harder, vision blurring. His blood felt like ice. The familiar landscape warped into a nightmare of memories. But as he broke through the tree line, he stopped dead in his tracks. His house was still standing, lit, quiet, unaffected. Everything was untouched, and yet the smell of blood lingered faintly in the air, like a warning whisper from fate itself. Tanjiro's breath trembled. Something had been here. But his family, they were alive, still alive. Tanjiro stepped toward the house slowly, every muscle tense. He didn't rush in. He didn't shout. He listened. The crackle of the hearth, soft footsteps, faint breathing. All normal. Put outside. Hidden somewhere in the darkness, he sensed it. A presence watching him. A predator. Silent. Intelligent. Waiting. Tanjiro clenched his fists. His heartbeat steadied. He had changed the timeline. He had protected his family for now. But the world around him was beginning to rearrange in response. Different demons. Different threats. A path darker than before. Tanjiro took one final breath and stepped inside the house, whispering to himself, "I'm not afraid. Whatever comes next, I'll face it head-on." The future was no longer predictable, and that meant the real fight was only beginning. Tanjiro quietly slid the wooden door shut behind him. Warmth washed over him, the crackle of the fire, the soft glow lighting the room, and the familiar scent of his family drifting through the air. His siblings were asleep. Nezuko lay curled up near the hearth, her cheeks slightly flushed from the heat. His mother hummed softly while preparing the last bits of dinner. Everything looked normal, peaceable, safe. But Tanjiro knew better. He kept his breathing shallow, his senses sharpened. Something had been here, and whatever it was, it hadn't left out of mercy. It left because it wasn't done. His mother turned, surprised to see him. "Tanjiro, you're back so late. Did something happen?" He forced a warm smile, stepping inside. "No, everything's fine. I just took a little longer than usual." He didn't dare show the tension in his shoulders. He didn't dare reveal the dread coiling inside him. If he told them the truth, that demons roamed, that danger lurked right outside under the moonlight, he would only frighten them, and fear wouldn't save them. He would. Tanjiro settled beside the fire, Nezuko's sleeping face reflecting on the flames. Seeing her peaceful like this, it almost broke him. She should never become a demon. Never again. He brushed a stray hair from her forehead. "I won't let fate touch you this time," he whispered. "Not now, not ever." Outside, the wind howled faintly through the trees. But Tanjiro heard something beneath it. A subtle rhythm. Footsteps. Light. Controlled. circle.